The words hit like a freight train in our dimly lit dining room, the candlelight flickering across her face as if mocking the warmth we'd pretended to have. "Mark, I think we need a break," Sarah said, her voice steady but her eyes darting away, fingers twisting the napkin in her lap. It was our 10th anniversary dinner, the one I'd planned with roses and her favorite wine, hoping to bridge the chasm I'd felt growing between us for months. My heart slammed against my ribs, a raw ache blooming in my chest, heartbreak crashing in before I could even process it. But instead of crumbling, I leaned back, forced a calm smile, and said, "Perfect timing." Her brows furrowed in confusion as I reached into my jacket pocket and slid the crisp transfer papers across the table. The game was up, and she had no idea how long I'd been playing it alone. It started subtly, like cracks in a foundation you ignore until the whole house shakes. 6 months ago, Sarah's late nights at the office turned into team-building events that stretched into dawn. I'd wake to an empty bed, the scent of her perfume mixed with something foreign. Cologne, maybe? I'd push it down, denial wrapping around me like a warm blanket. "She's ambitious," I'd tell myself, staring at the ceiling while our dog whimpered at my feet. We were high school sweethearts, married young with dreams of kids and a cozy life in the suburbs. Sarah had always been the planner, the one who mapped our future. But lately, her laughter felt forced, her touches absent. One evening, as she scrolled her phone in the kitchen, a notification buzzed, a heart emoji from Alex's work. She snatched it away too quickly, mumbling about a colleague. Suspicion flickered then, a spark in the dark, but I smothered it with trust. Or what was left of it. The doubts gnawed deeper during our weekend hike, the one we used to love. Sarah lagged behind, glued to her phone, texting furiously. "Just work stuff," she insisted when I asked, her smile too bright, like polished glass hiding fractures. That night, alone in the garage sorting old boxes, I found it, a crumpled receipt from a fancy hotel downtown, dated the same day as her late meeting. My stomach twisted, anger simmering beneath the denial. Was this real? I replayed our arguments, the way she'd snap about my overprotectiveness, how she'd push for separate bank accounts, for independence. Heartbreak clawed at me. I loved her fiercely, remembered the girl who'd cry at rom-coms and whisper forever in my ear. But the clues piled up like unspoken accusations. I started checking her car, lipstick on the passenger seat that wasn't hers, a man's tie clip wedged in the crevice. Denial cracked, suspicion flooded in, cold and unrelenting. I couldn't confront her yet. The collapse of trust would shatter us both. Instead, I hired a private investigator on a whim, my hands shaking as I wired the money. Nights blurred into a haze of waiting, anger boiling over in solitary runs where I'd punch the air, cursing the betrayal I feared. The report came 2 weeks later, a manila envelope that felt like lead. Photos, Sarah laughing in Alex's arms at that hotel, their bodies entwined in a way that ripped my soul apart. Emails too, plans to start fresh, her confessing she'd been siphoning money from our joint account for months, building a nest egg for their escape. Alex, her boss, the one who'd promoted her suspiciously fast. It wasn't just an affair, it was a calculated dismantling of our life. Rage surged, hot and blinding. How could she? The woman I'd built my world around, plotting to leave me penniless and broken. Yet, amid the fury, a sad understanding dawned. Her ambition had twisted into resentment, seeing me as the anchor holding her back. Complex, yes, painfully human. Back in the dining room, Sarah's eyes widened at the papers. Bank statements showing I'd quietly transferred our assets to a trust in my name only, safeguards I'd set after the first red flags. What is this?" she stammered, her composure crumbling, voice laced with panic. "You think I'd just let you walk away with everything? After the lies, the theft?" I said, my tone even but laced with the heartbreak I'd buried. Tears welled in her eyes. Genuine regret? Or fear of losing her safety net? "Mark, please, it was a mistake." I was confused. But the words fell flat. Trust, once shattered, doesn't glue back. I stood, the chair scraping like a final goodbye. "The break you wanted? It's permanent." Walking out into the cool night, the door clicking shut behind me, a hollow freedom settled in. Betrayal's sting lingered, but so did clarity, the end of illusion, the start of reclaiming myself. Love isn't blind, it's a choice, and mine had been revoked. As I drove away, the stars indifferent above, I wondered, could anyone rebuild from ruins like these?